At least in India, 99% of nurses became nurses because they could not get an opportunity to become a doctor. Even today, at least in India, if you ask anyone, would you like to become a doctor or a nurse? Almost 100% in India would say, I'd want to become a doctor and not a nurse. Because the profession of a nurse is considered to be something inferior to that of a doctor. But here is a young woman born in a very rich family who opted to serve, who had the mind of Christ, the spirit of Christ to serve. She became a nurse, became a blessing to millions of people, and her name remains forever. Listen to Florence Nightingale.
Dear friends, Jesus came into this world not to be served, but to serve others. Service to mankind was the motto of Florence Nightingale, about whom we are going to see in this video. Florence Nightingale, also known as the Lady with the Lamp, is said to be the founder of modern nursing. She was born into an affluent and influential British family on the 12th of May in the year 1820 in the city of Florence in Italy. She received her classical education, which included languages such as German, French, Italian at Lea Hurst in England. When she was 16, she had a call from God to a life of service, which she began to answer when she went to study nursing in the year 1844 in Germany. In fact, this profession was looked down upon by the society at that time, but she still went on to pursue her nursing studies. In the year 1853, she was appointed as the superintendent of the hospital for the invalid women. At that time, the Crimean War took place and around 18,000 soldiers got injured and admitted in military hospitals. Immediately on receiving a request from the government to help treat the injured, she set out to Crimea with a group of 30 dedicated nurses. On her arrival there, she was very much disturbed and distressed to see the poor condition of the injured soldiers due to the unhygienic surroundings. Nightingale immediately got into action and tried to bring down the incidence of death of soldiers. She would visit the soldiers at night with a small lantern in her hand. That compassionate action earned her the sobriquet, the Lady with the Lamp. She returned to England where she got a rousing reception, but she was very much upset at the death of many soldiers at Crimea due to the unhygienic conditions. And that's the reason why she took efforts to improve the quality of nursing services at the military hospitals. In order to establish a training school for nurses, she set up the Nightingale Fund in the year 1855. During the Sepoy Mutiny that took place in India in the year 1857, she wanted to come to India to help the injured soldiers, but she could not make it. Yet she was instrumental in establishing the sanitary department in India by the then government. She decided to avoid marriage and remain a spinster, as she thought that would hamper her calling to service. In 1860, she set up Nightingale Residential School for Nurses in St. Thomas Hospital. Her distinguished service in the field of nursing won her many awards and accolades. The Queen Victoria awarded the Royal Red Cross Medal in 1883 in recognition of her exceptional service. The Norwegian Red Cross Society too honored her with a special award. It is a fitting tribute to the Lady with the Lamp that her birthday is celebrated every year as International Nurses Day. Staying true to her calling, she revealed the love of God in everything she did to those around her throughout her life. After long, noble, and dedicated service, she breathed her last at the age of 90 in London in the year 1910.
The mind of Christ is the mind of a servant looking for opportunities to serve. Florence Nightingale was always looking for opportunities to serve. Countries where she can travel and serve and ease the sufferings of humanity. Look for opportunities to serve. Look for places where you can go and be a blessing. You know what? Servant gets his salary. Servant gets his reward. Servant gets his honor. So will you also. So will we also, as we look for opportunities to serve and be a blessing. God bless you.